Welcome to today's video. 5 easy email wins you can steal today to help you boost click rates, conversions, and sales. So these are 5 super simple, easy email wins you can literally steal right now and apply straight away. These will start driving more clicks. The objective here is obviously to drive more revenue, right? Is a long term. You can do this all in the next 24 hours. No fluff, just stuff that works. So first of all, why can you trust me? As I mentioned in previous videos, we've scaled numerous clients from 5 to 6 figures, 6 to 7 figures and beyond, all just with email. So here's one example of a brand that I've mentioned quite a lot, 31,000 to 311,000 with us before and after they were working with us. Here's another one, 120,000 before, 681,000 afterwards. And then you've got a client here who's bringing just under $300,000 of revenue per month just from email. So today's video, let's jump into these 5 email wins. First of all, let's start with tip number 1. So tip number 1 starts with adding a one-line CTA right after your headline. Some brands don't just have a headline and then an image in a CTA. What I'm suggesting is that before you put in your CTA, you add in a call to action, right? And I put a couple of examples here. So I want it under your tree, ? Order by midnight PST, shop now. Another example here is, will you miss a chance to get the All Cold Care package and save 20%? In their head, they're saying, no, I'm not going to miss out. They click the button. So before, literally in the top fold of your email, you have your headline, and then we call it a persuasive one-liner, which is a call to action that leads nicely into your button. A good example is actually calling out the action you want them to take. So for example, if you want them to click the button, right, you would say, click the button below to receive X, or click the button below if you want clearer skin and, I don't know, if you're a skincare brand, less acne and clearer skin, or clearer and brighter skin, right? Something they're adding with a benefit and desire, or the direct outcome, or if it's a sale, maybe some savings. Always leading with the benefit, right? But starting with the action. So that's tip number 1. Moving on to tip number 2. I know you guys use product recommendation blocks in your abandonments. Spoke about this a lot, but I don't see many brands that actually add it into their post-purchase flows, right? And one of the things we do here at Hayes is we separate out the post-purchase, which is usually like to reduce buyer's remorse. That's the objective of the post-purchase, not necessarily to sell them another product. It's more just to say, hey, you've made the right choice. And then we have a thing called a cross-sell, upsell flow, which is still part of the post-purchase journey. And here we'll have dynamic recommendations of products that they may like based on their previous purchase. And this is how we set it up. So here we have a hat brand, fashion brand, ready for another ? Here are the styles we think your head will love. Big head, because this is a brand around hats specifically designed for big heads. So this is why we're calling out the customer avatar here. Don't worry, we're not like insulting our audience or anything. And here we have dynamic products based on what they purchase. So it's dynamic, and then Klaviyo has its own prediction, which we can create here in the create product feed. I can do a whole video on recommendation blocks, which if you want, comment below and I can do that for you. Otherwise, it's very simple. You just go in, add in the dynamic product blocks this way through creating your product feed, and have Klaviyo recommend them products based around their previous purchase or what's selling good in the moment. Tip number 3. Change the sender name to a real person. I see a lot more brands doing this, which is great. And usually there's another step you can take here, which I will go into in a minute. So first of all, we have our name here, Phil from Home and Shahid from Illicit. So first of all, let's get into the examples that I found. So we have Phil from X brand, Shahid from X brand, Anna from X brand. And what it does is it adds a personal touch to your emails. Now, the good thing here is not to overuse it, right? You can have different names for different people, and you can start to train your audience on these names. So how do you do that? And that's what I'm going to get into now. You have a signature sign off at the end of your email. So in this case, Anna from Remy, we have her as a head dental technician. She's someone who provides tips and tricks on specific dental hygiene products. So every kind of tip educational email tends to come from Anna, okay? And this is how you can separate the avatars. And we can, again, I'll do a whole video deep dive into different avatars you can create for your emails. But this is a good start to just have one sender name and change it to a real person. Tip number 4. Turn FAQs into a campaign email, educational, high engagement. I've got a couple of examples here. So first of all is a plain text email. And this is just going FAQs into a particular product on the website. So here we're talking about storage seats. It's everything you need to know about that product. Okay. And you're kind of clearing up any questions that the audience and customer may have about a product. Now, other things is some frequently asked questions about the brand. And there's a brand here called Jinx who sell dog food. And essentially it's going here into different questions that people have about dog food and Jinx, the brand itself. And they've just done a whole email on it. These are really good to do. You'll be surprised the amount of high engagement it gets. There's a common myth nowadays that people think the longer the email, the less engagement it's going to get. It's not true. It really isn't. I think people appreciate when a brand takes the time and effort to craft an email, which is, clears up confusion, builds trust, and essentially just like lays the cards on the table. And in this case here, everything you need to know is a really good thing, like concept to do. I recommend you guys trying everything you need to know about certain products on your brand and try that out every maybe two times a month and do a deep dive and literally name it everything you need to know. And you'll be surprised the engagement that it gets. It really, really, really does well. Final tip of the series, guys. I know this is a quick video, but I just wanted to come in and give you some things that can give you some quick wins. Tip number 5 is basically whenever you feature a product in your email, you actually, instead of like going in and giving it a product description, you instead use a review, okay? This way you're featuring the product. So in this case, they have you some photos here of the product in different scenarios, which is cool. Again, you have another one here with different photos of the product, and you have a headline, and then you have a quotation based on a popular customer review that talks about the product. So instead of you telling the audience what your product description is, instead you're asking your customers or using what your customers have been saying about your product as the product description. Again, social proof equals more purchases. Now, next steps for you and your brand. So if you are an email marketer or if you're a brand owner, these are the next steps to take. So download the DTC Vault in the description, subscribe to this YouTube channel for more email growth tips. And third of all, lastly, apply for a growth consultation with Jordan. We still have a few appointments available for the free anti-promo tab code. So the first 20 people that may book a call with us, they get the anti-promo tab codes, which means that all your emails will be landing in the primary tab. So even if you apply 2 of these tips today, your next campaign will convert better. And if you want the full swipe file of more email examples, download the DTC Vault. You can come here, go down to the bottom and click on access the emails here for the conversion-driven email templates that we're giving away free, just for your email address. Great. Speak soon. See you on the next one. Bye.